Breaking news coming in, more on the India-China standoff. Talks are on through a diplomatic channel. Indian officials are in touch with the Chinese envoy Li Yucheng a day after Chinese President Xi Jinping asked the PLA commanders to be ready to win regional wars. Possibly Singh, our correspondent, now joining us on the phone line with more. Understand that India is in fact holding talks through diplomatic channels with China.
Yeah, that's right. Ever since the standoff has been continuing, it's the 13th day of the standoff at Chumar, and clearly the Indian government trying to work the way out through diplomatic channels. Talks are on continuously, and there are measures being taken so that there can be a cooling off at the Ladakh border. The Indian government has been anxious ever since the Chinese soldiers have been emphatic about their presence at the Chumar line, and clearly since Narendra Modi had reiterated to the Chinese Premier that the line of actual control should be neatly chalked out, the Indian government has been pressing that they have been maintaining their stand and they have not surrendered. They will be fighting strongly at the line of actual control if need be, and that is the stand that the Indian government is taking. But back channel talks are on, and there are measures being taken so that there can be a cooling off at the border.
Anand Krishnan also joining us. Anand, do you think that this is in a way a softening of China's stance on the line of actual control?
Well, I think the Chinese side has been repeating the same message that they have for the past week, which is that they believe that this situation could be diffused diplomatically through the channels that are in place, both through flag meetings along the line of actual control, as well as the consultation and coordination mechanism for boundary affairs that is set up between the two governments. So I think they've stuck to the same message that they believe this can be diffused through these channels. But at the same time, if you look back at the previous such standoff in Depsang last year, which lasted for as long as 3 weeks, it took such a long time to be diffused only because both sides needed something of a face-saving compromise. But it remains to be seen whether both sides will be willing to take that step.
देखिए, स्पेकुलेटिव न्यूज़ और इधर उधर का मैं बात नहीं करना चाहता हूँ। हम लोग मजबूत है ना, हम सरेंडर नहीं कर रहे, हम अपने ज़मीन को हम नहीं छोड़ रहे। लेकिन इधर उधर का बात को मैं अननेसेसरीली मैं कहना नहीं चाहता हूँ, लेकिन हम सरेंडर नहीं कर रहे, हम अपना ज़मीन का चिंता है, हम मजबूती से काम कर रहे हैं। हम वो कांग्रेस सरकार जैसे नहीं है कि सब कुछ छुपा के रखे, हम मजबूत से काम कर रहे हैं। लेकिन इसके आगे ज़्यादा कहना ठीक नहीं है ये सब मामले में।
साहब, आप अरुणाचल से हैं, मोदी साहब ने भी बोला कि लाइन ऑफ एक्चुअल कंट्रोल स्टेबिलिटी के लिए ज़रूरत है कि लाइन ऑफ एक्चुअल कंट्रोल डिफाइन होनी चाहिए। ये उन्होंने चाइनीज़ प्रीमियर से भी बोला।
कहा ना, ये पहली बार हमारा सरकार आया, पहली बार हमारा प्रधानमंत्री ने इतना मजबूत से बात को रखा, तो सबको खुश होना चाहिए। अगर बाउंड्री में लाइन नहीं है तो उस जमाने में लाइन नहीं बनाया तो हमारा गलती नहीं ना, हम लोग मजबूत से अपना देश का रक्षा करेंगे बस।
फिर भी 13 दिन हो गए लगातार, जिस तरह से आज 13 दिन है स्टैंड ऑफ का, इट्स द वर्स्ट स्टैंड ऑफ इन हिस्ट्री। तो आपको नहीं लगता सर कि ये भारत सरकार की कहीं ना कहीं कमी रही है कन्वे करने में मैसेज?
इसके आप बात को घुमा रहे हैं, वो हमारा कमजोरी का बात कहाँ से आता है इसमें? अगर वो लाइन डिमार्केटेड नहीं है, पुराने ज़माने में कभी किसी ने लाइन डिमार्केट नहीं कर पाया, बाउंड्री सॉल्यूशन नहीं हुआ, हम मजबूत से अपने जगह पे बैठे हैं, तो उसमें हमारा क्या गलती है? लेकिन हम अपना काम कर रहे हैं ना। लेकिन ऐसे है ना, इसको ज़्यादा उछालना ठीक नहीं है, क्योंकि वहाँ सिचुएशन जो भी है हम लोग देख रहे हैं।
अरुणाचल के लिए भी चिंता का विषय है, क्योंकि लगातार इसी तरह लद्दाख के बाद लास्ट ईयर भी हुआ था 2013 में कि लद्दाख के बाद अरुणाचल में ट्रांसग्रेशन हुआ था, इनकर्जन हुआ।
वो तो पुराने ज़माने में ना, कांग्रेस के समय के बात है, अभी नहीं है।
तो ये थे किरण।
Mausami Singh, our correspondent, still with us. Mausami, you in fact spoke with Kiran Rijiju over there, and we understand that 15 battalions are on high alert. But if you can actually shed light and give us more clarity on what the Indian government stand is going to be on this entire issue.
See, clearly here the Indian government has been taken aback. If you look at the way that the incursion started happening, it was well timed, just at the right time, just at the time when the Chinese Premier was visiting India. And clearly this is more about power play with the Chinese policy trying to put the pressure up on the Indian government. Though the Indian government would not like to see it like that, but they are saying that we are firm and we are determined, and we have new reports that there have been talks or at various levels, at various secretary level talks also on this issue, and the Indian government is hopeful that this issue will be resolved sooner than later.
Right, Mausibi, thank you so much for speaking with Headlines today. Anand Krishnan with us on the phone line. Anand, we understand that India is most likely to agree to this flag meeting and is mounting diplomatic pressure. Something different that we've been seeing, considering the standoff has always been at a military level, but after Jinping's visit, there seems to be more. India seems to be upping the ante on the diplomatic offensive here.
Yeah, I think both sides have come down to the view that this standoff has persisted for long enough. It already casts a shadow over the visit of President Xi Jinping, which is frankly something that neither side wanted. I think to look at the previous standoff in Westang, which took 3 weeks to be diffused, I think it's an instructive example of how difficult it is for both sides to sort of back down, which is why the diplomatic channels are being worked. And the hope is that both sides will be able to come to some sort of compromise, which will also allow the Chinese military to withdraw and to be able to be seen to do so without conceding their ground.
Anand Krishnan, thank you so much for speaking with Headlines today. This is, remember, as the MEA is mounting pressure on China, India mounting the diplomatic offensive.